Is my voice is audible?
Yes, sir.
So AWS training prerequisites and the contents which we are going to learn in AWS. Today I will explain briefly. So training prerequisites, absolute beginners. No prior AWS experience is necessary, or else who are having previous system administration or development knowledge would be added advantage. And the system administrators who are interested to deploy the applications in cloud, so they can also learn AWS. And cloud computing enthusiasts, so who want to learn cloud computing, they are also going to be learned. So there is no specific requirements. So anybody can learn cloud. So system requirements. Need to set up an AWS account. Generally, how we create a Gmail account, like that you can set up an AWS account. Then we can log into our AWS account. You can work on AWS account. There is no internal system requirements. Just we need a internet connection. Just to create one AWS account. Most of the services comes with AWS free tier eligibility. So 1 year free tier account, whatever we created that particular date onwards, that is we are going to use. From Windows, if you want to log in Linux instances, Putty software we have to download. And Putty keygen we are going to learn in our classes. And web browser with internet connectivity. If you are working with Linux and Mac OS, default terminal is enough to log into your instances. So these are the requirements to access the AWS. Now, what are the contents we are going to learn? The AWS training contents. So EC2 instances. First one, Amazon EC2 means Elastic Compute Cloud. So remember, an instance is nothing but a virtual servers. Like here in my laptop, I installed VMware Workstation. So left side, see, I have some servers are there, Linux servers, 10 AM, 11 AM, 12 PM batch, 6 PM batch, 8 PM batch. Like that. In cloud environment, all the predefined server, ready-made servers are available. So you have to use that servers, just launching the servers. So introduction to Amazon EC2, first class, EC2 benefits, use EC2, EC2 features, EC2 instance types. So instance types are nothing but, for example, we have a Lenovo laptop is there, Dell laptop is there, HP laptops are there. So in those laptops also, we have different models are there. So depending upon the requirement, we are going to select the model, we are going to buy the laptops. Like that, in cloud also, which purpose you are utilizing the server, you are going to select the type of hardware. That is nothing but instance type. Okay, those are we are going to discuss in our class Amazon EC2. What are EC2 instances? what are the instance types, which purpose, which instance type we are going to use. We can discuss in that class. Next to elastic block store. So elastic block store is nothing but a block level storage. Block level storage. So for example, you have a laptop is there. You bought a new external hard disk that is block level. That is, you have to format it. As your wish, you can store your data. Like that, as a cloud administrator, you are going to assign volumes. So block level volumes to the instances. Instances are nothing but already I told you servers. So they need more storage depending upon the requirement. So as a cloud administrator, we are going to create the volumes we are going to assign to them. So introduction to Amazon EBS. So EBS size and capacity. What are the benefits? What are the use cases? So here also we have different volume types. And snapshots. Snapshots are nothing but backups. How to take the snapshots of EBS volumes. What are the features of EBS volumes? We are going to discuss in the class Amazon EBS. So this is important because first we are launching instances, means servers. After launching the server, they need storage. So next class, we are going to discuss about storage. So before going to discuss about storage, we are going to discuss about different storage technologies, DAS, NAS, SAN. So that is, I will explain in our classes. So elastic IP address. So elastic IP address is nothing but a permanent IP. For example, for my laptop, I given one permanent IP. Go to adapter settings. So Ethernet properties, TCP IPv4. So permanent 192.168.0.120. This is permanent. Our Wi-Fi IP address may be changed. So like this, in cloud environment, we are going to assign one permanent IP address that is called elastic IP address. For example, once you launch your server, if you configure website, every day you are launching the server. See, you are starting your server. The public IP should be changed every day because AWS provide different IPs when you start your instance. But every day I cannot update my clients. Today this is my IP address. Tomorrow this is my IP address. That is the reason. So you have to take one elastic IP address that is chargeable. But after seeing the configuration, immediately within 1 hour, we are going to remove that public IP. Means public means elastic IP, static IP, permanent IP, whatever it may be. Cloud environment we are calling as elastic. So whatever the public IP assigned by the AWS is not permanent. Every time it will change so that we can give permanent IP. It is called elastic IP address. So that is we are going to discuss in the class, elastic IP address. Next to AWS identity and access management. So AWS identity and access management is nothing but in real-time scenarios. If you take Windows server or Linux server, there is administrator account. Windows server administrator account is administrator. In Unix environment, Linux environment, administrator account name is root. So as a administrator, you can assign some privileges of you for normal users. So Windows, that is called delegation control. In Linux, it is called sudo users. The same concept in cloud is called IAM, AWS Identity Access Management. You can check now web browser. So I'm going to show you management console. This is my account. Who created the account? Who is the owner? Here also account name is root only. So as a root administrator, I can perform any resources. See, root user account owner that perform tasks requiring unrestricted access. I can do anything in AWS depending upon my knowledge. So as a root administrator, I can also create a normal user. See, IAM user. User within an account that perform daily tasks. So whatever the daily tasks are there, you can perform the tasks. So as a root user, you can log into your account. So you can create some users. You can give some privileges. You can access only this. You can access only this. So you can access only that. We can divide the privileges. We can assign the privileges to the other users. For example, your friend is there. He don't have any user account, means AWS account. You don't have any card, debit card, credit card. So what you can do, you can create one account. You can give some permissions to him. He can practice. But here you are not going to share your username and password. Just you can create one account, create username and password, give the username and password. Then he can log in. Whatever he want to practice, he can practice. So here we are going to discuss introduction to AWS Identity and Access Management, IAM features, multi-factor authentication, virtual multi-factor authentication services, users security credentials, temporary security credentials, manage permissions and policies, managing users and use cases, IAM groups, accessing IAM. So this is we are going to discuss in our classes. Next to Amazon S3. This is also a storage. So previously I explained you Elastic Block Store, that is also a storage. Amazon S3, this is also a storage. So Amazon block store is block level, means one raw device, raw volume I can allocate to you. As your wish, you can do partitions like in Windows. D drive, E drive, F drive, G drive. How you are giving partitions? That is block level. S3 means already formatted state space like D drive. So I can share my D drive, you can store your data. That is like object level storage. So S3 is a object level storage. Just you can upload your videos, files like Google Drive in Amazon S3 storage. You can keep your storage in S3. So what is S3 storage? Introduction to Amazon S3. What are the benefits? What are the use cases? What are the key features? What are the different storage classes? What is versioning? What is the pricing? So because we are going to use free tier account only, but once organizations, they are going to take pricing options. Depending upon your data, the prices will be applied. How much data, how much price they are charging. So how much data size we can upload, and how to host your own website in S3 storage. For example, whenever you want to configure a website, we required Linux server or Windows server. So if it is Linux, you have to set up Apache web server. If it is Windows, you have to configure IIS, Internet Information Service. So then you can host your websites. But S3 storage, without having background any operating system, you can host your own website. How to do that one, we are going to learn. and cross region replication. So AWS has different region worldwide. So I will show you AWS global infrastructure. Global infrastructure. See, 26 launched regions, 84 availability zone. Availability zone is nothing but a data center. So like this worldwide. So they have Canada Central, AWS Go Cloud, Ohio, Northern California, Oregon, Northern California, Europe, London, Ireland, Cape Town, South Africa, UAE, Bahrain. See number of India, Mumbai. So orange color are coming soon. See Hyderabad. They are going to launch the new 3 data centers in Hyderabad, maybe the next March or February. They are already, most of the work is completed. Fiber channel work is going on between the data centers. They are going to launch 3 data centers in Hyderabad. Already we have a Mumbai data center, 3 data centers are there, availability zones. 2016 they launched. So cross region replication means here CRR, the data which is I am uploading in Mumbai region, for example, generally we are going to work with Mumbai region, replicate into Canada Central region. So it will replicate. Whatever you are uploading here, it will replicate in Canada Central region. If Mumbai servers are down, so your data is safe in Canada Central. Like you can replicate into Singapore region or Jakarta region, whatever it may be, depending upon our organization requirement, we can replicate the data. That is called cross-region replication. And lab exercise. So Amazon Glacier also storage, it is a very low cost storage to store our data, which is not accessing frequently. So every day the data which you are not accessing, unnecessarily you are going to pay the money in S3 storage. That type of data you can move into Glacier storage. So how to move, we are going to discuss in our S3 storage class only. Next VPC. VPC means virtual private cloud. That is the backbone of cloud environment. Because your organization will come into cloud, my organization also launch the servers in cloud. Somebody organizations, they are going to launch the servers in cloud. But how do you secure your servers? So you can set up your own network in AWS cloud. That is VPC. So VPC enables you to launch AWS resources into a virtual network that you have defined. So your own network you can define, you can configure your servers, you can launch your servers and private network servers, public network servers, private subnet, public subnets, private routing table, public routing table, internet gateways, NAT gateways, what is default VPC, what is non-default VPC. So everything we are going to select. We are going to configure. So this is backbone of VPC. We are going to private subnet, public subnet. Private servers should not be exposed to internet, but public servers exposed to the internet. But my public servers and private servers should be communicate. How to configure that setup? Everything we are going to discuss here. Next, auto scaling. Auto scaling means depending upon the requirement of your organization. For example, I started business with one server. Physically, I am telling you. But that one server is not able to access my business is going to be increased. One server capacity is not able to give the response to the incoming application requests. So I need some other server. Again, I have to pay the money. I have to configure the same application. I have to. 2 servers also not enough. Again, I have to buy third server. Like that, I have to invest the money, I have to buy the servers. So some days, after some days, my business is going to be average. Now 4 servers are not required. 2 servers are required. So other 2 servers are going to be idle position. So in that scenario, so our money will be waste. But in cloud environment, depending upon your requirement, automatically it will launch instance. If the requirement is not that much of requirement is not there, it will terminate it. So as per your business requirements, it will launch the instances, it will terminate the instance, but we have to configure. And load balancing. So load balancing between the servers. So load balancing means, for example, there is a flipkart.com site is there. So every Wednesday they are going to provide offers. On that particular day, heavy load will come into their incoming application server. So one server cannot handle that load, that much of load. So they need load balancing. So automatically they can manage some servers, same application will run on the servers. Whenever there is a heavy load on one server, some traffic will be directed to another server. So the load balance will be going to be run. So how to set up load balancer? So in earlier days, we are going to set up manually our load balancer. In earlier days, means before cloud computing, the load balancing manually we configured. For that there is a software is there, Veritas cluster software. By using that, we are going to configure load balance. But in cloud environment, the load balancer is ready-made. Just how many machines you want to keep in load balancer, just you have to select some small configurations are there. Automatically balance the load between multiple servers. Next, Amazon CloudWatch. So monitoring service in AWS. What is going on in my cloud environment? I want to know. I want to get some information, notifications, whatever it may be. If my CPU utilization is greater than 70%, terminate it or launch new instance. So if my S3 bucket size more than 10 GB, so send a notification to me like that. So everything you can monitor by using CloudWatch monitoring tool in AWS. Next to simple notification service, you have to register your mobile or email. So whatever going on in cloud, they will send a request to you. So request means notification to you. So and so Mumbai region, you configured something, your instance is terminated, your instance is launched. So your load balancer server one is terminated, like that, whatever it may be, depending upon our configuration. So whatever you register your mail ID, you can get the mails. Now Route 53 is nothing but Amazon DNS. So DNS means domain name system. It resolves names to addresses. So you can check, we can have millions of websites. So you cannot remember the websites with names, numbers. You can remember with names. For example, you can take your mobile. In your mobile, you have 150 numbers are there. All 150 numbers you saved without names. So can we remember which number is for which person? We cannot remember. Only one or two numbers only can we remember. Remaining we cannot. That is the reason what we are going to do. We are saving the number with names. Then to whom you contact, you can go to search box, you can type the name, you can immediately contact. But background only number only can communicate. But for our understanding purpose, we are saving the number with the name. Like in computer environment also, you can save. So we cannot remember IP addresses. So numeric IP addresses, we cannot remember. That is the reason. You can set up DNS server, you can resolve name with IP. www.example.com, www.gmail.com, google.com, yahoo.com, rediff.com. We can easily remember. But IP addresses we cannot remember. For that name resolution concept, we are going to configure root 53. Next, CloudFront. So it is a content delivery network, means, for example, you are accessing one web browser or some video. That video is located in Australia, actual location. Content delivery means that is distributed server. But you are accessing from India. So many queries will go to the Australian server. Then it will come to your laptop, whatever the browser you are using. So I have to make it speed for downloading. So then you can configure CloudFront server in nearest place. India, we are in India, nearest place where the cloud they are maintaining, Mumbai. They can keep here. Whatever we are wanting the pages, it will keep into copy into Mumbai region. So from there we can easily access. That is CloudFront server. Next, Elastic Beanstalk. So automatically deploy your application without knowing any infrastructure. For example, you are a Java developer or Python developer, whatever it may be, you developed one code. So you don't know about infrastructure, means Linux, load balancer, Windows servers, load balancers, auto scalings, whatever it may be. Directly you can upload your code. Automatically cloud will provide the infrastructure. So Elastic Beanstalk can quickly deploy and manage your applications. Next to simple queue service, that is the message queue service. Bulk of messages for customers. For example, 98490 series people, for example, I am telling, I am giving some discount if you pay 100 rupees. So the talk time I am giving 150 rupees, for example. So I want to send the bulk messages. So by using the simple queue service, we can do that one. And simple email service, we have to register our organization emails, mail server emails in cloud environment. Cloud, they will manage one outgoing server. Our organization will manage some incoming servers, mail servers. We can manage that. Simple queue service, simple email service. Next, cloud formation. So cloud formation is nothing but infrastructure as a service, for example. Or infrastructure as a code. So in Mumbai region, already our organization configured everything. Windows servers, Linux servers, and load balancers, auto scaling, database servers, whatever it may be. Same configuration server, same setup. We need to start in Singapore region. So again, no need to come from scratch onwards. Just you have to, by using cloud formation. So you can create a collection of related AWS and third-party resources and provision them in orderly and predictably fashion. So just you have to make it as a templates, just to deploy the templates in some other region. So same configuration server, same setup will come in different region. Next, databases in cloud, RDS, relational database services. Amazon relational database services makes it easy to set up, operate, and scale the relational database in the cloud. So cost efficient and resizable capacity, like Oracle database like that. So automatic database setup, patchings, backups, everything they will take care about. So DynamoDB also database, but RDS is the SQL based database server. DynamoDB is non-SQL database server. So Elastic file system. So Elastic file system is nothing but network file system. So sharing the storage across the network to the instances. Here in cloud environment instances, we can share the storage. So these are the topics we are going to discuss in our AWS classes. If you have any doubts, please ask me. So any doubts, anybody, please ask me.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Manoj, tell me, Manoj.
Hello, sir. Actually, yesterday I missed the first demo class. So this is a continuation of the class right now.
Yeah, continuation. Yesterday, just what is cloud computing, who are cloud providers, I explained. This is the continuation class.
Okay. So what I did in Gmail, Durgasoft has already attached one video of previous batch. I think the 330 batch. So
Yeah.
I just gone through it. I guess it will be the same what we have
Say,
covered.
yes, same.
Okay. So my question is, sir, like 5 to 6, this is the timing for this batch.
Yeah.
So this week I have I'm on leave, Christmas leave.
Okay.
So maybe from next week onwards, we are working. So some 3 days I'll be in office, and then 2 days working from home. So yeah. So in that case, how it is, sir? I'll get that recording of the sessions.
So every day, whatever the recordings are there, you can get records. And once you pay the money, once the confirmation will come, all my previous class records I will send my side.
Okay, sir.
All complete videos I will send, and daily videos sent by Durgasoft, and complete class notes step by step when the practical will start. So the complete class notes step by step, how do practical notes I will send, real-time interview questions. And every day, whatever I am going to explain the PPTs, everything I will send from my side to your Google Drive.
Okay, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Sharad
Manoj.
here.
Yeah.
Sharad here, sir.
Sharad.
Hi, yes, sir.
Hmm.
How many days it will take to complete this course?
30 days.
30 days.
to 30, yes.
Okay, 30 to 35. Okay.
30 to 35 days.
Okay.
And
Okay,
sir, one more question.
Yeah, Manoj.
Now this Linux server, I think I should go with that also. So what should be the sequence? Shall I go first with the Linux server classes, or like AWS first?
You can go parallelly, no problem. That is different way of scenarios. This is different way of scenarios.
Okay, I'm mainly looking for this solution architect, and maybe CSOP I'll go.
Yeah. That is the topics we are going to discuss here. So whenever you are going to write the examination, you have to contact me. So I
Okay,
will guide you.
sure. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Aishwarya this side.
Yeah, I shall tell you.
Yeah, sir. Actually, I wanted to ask, after completing this course, are we like good enough to write this cloud practitioner exam for AWS?
100%, madam.
Okay.
Okay, tomorrow I am going to discuss about the difference between virtualization and cloud computing, because without a virtualization there is no cloud. Then AWS introduction and architecture. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about the topics. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you
Okay,
all.
sir. Yeah.
Tomorrow we will
Okay,
meet.
thank you.
Thank you,
Evening.
sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.